Jared,
Yeah.
You fan of diners?
Oh yeah, love diners.
All right, cool. How about fan of antique malls?
Antique malls, sure.
You know what I'm talking about? Like where it's like each little spots for people to each have their own little setup.
Oh yeah,
You know, so they can't. I think that's what they're called, antique malls. What if I had told you?
Yes.
That,
yes, Morpheus. If I told you,
out in Western Maryland, further west than us, there's a antique mall where, and you go past all the antiques, and in the back is this crazy cool diner that even has like the round two semicircle like bar areas almost with like the circle seats.
Awesome.
It's like retro, and then like the tables, and it's just like you just walk to the back, and in the back there's this diner. It's pretty wild.
Is it good? Did you?
Yeah, in general it was good. Now the only other thing that I will say that was kind of odd, the waffles.
Yeah.
The waffle batter was so sweet. Yes. It almost tastes like I would say like funnel cake or just like cake, right? Like it was almost gritty from the amount of sugar that was in the batter. Ooh. I don't know if someone mismeasured or what, because I don't know if it's the standard thing. All that it's like it was a one-time thing, but everything else, like the French toast was good, the bacon, the rest of the stuff was really good. But
yeah, normally diners are pretty consistently good, but yeah, waffles. I mean, unless you want that as a dessert, that would be the way to. But yeah, that's.
I mean, I was like, maybe if you just had like strawberries and other things on top of it, but like it just came as like the regular waffle, and then we put syrup and did not knowing like butter and syrup on it, and then you're just like, yeah.
Where you west of us?
Yeah, out in Oakland, Maryland.
Oh, Oakland. Okay, I have not been out there in a while.
England's Diner or something called like that.
All right. Shout out if you've
it's a cool
been
spot.
there.
Check it out, but be leery of the waffle.
Yeah. Don't get the waffles though. Okay.
Hey, welcome back to Screen Time TV, a podcast where we discuss some of the latest streaming shows. Currently, just going to talk about the finale of Euphoria Season 3.
Series finale.
The series finale, which is also the series finale.
Yeah.
But first, Jared.
Yes.
Some people only love you when you're broken.
Right.
So my name is Josh, and this is my co-host, Jared.
So I have a quote, not from Euphoria, but it's a quote that I love, and it has to do with something we did watch. The old protect the young so that the young can protect the old. This is the way.
Yeah.
Awesome line.
Yeah, it was a good line.
Very good line.
So we gonna do feedback, or do we have any feedback this week?
We do not have feedback.
No feedback.
Nope.
So then we'll
Next
just be
week.
what we've been watching, and then get into Euphoria. So right along those lines,
yeah,
what we've been watching. We both saw.
Yeah, we have one thing at least.
Star Wars, The Mandalorian, and Grogu.
Yeah. And how many things do you have total? Because I'm curious.
Three.
Okay. All right. I have 4. All right.
The
rare the rare time that I have more than you, even though you're way more busy than me. You almost always have more things on your list. But yeah, we can start with.
So yeah, once a lone bounty hunter, Mandalorian, and his apprentice Grogu embark on an exciting new Star Wars adventure. So without getting too spoilery, like right, we don't want to go like how'd you feel about this movie?
Well, I'll say first, I don't think there really is anything to spoil, honestly, in this film.
Okay.
You know?
Okay, yeah, sure.
But yeah, we won't get into that. But you want me to go first? I mean, I'm curious what you think too, but
go ahead. Yeah.
So I liked it. But I'm conflicted on it because it's a Star Wars film, and obviously it's been 7 years since we've had a Star Wars film. But in general, a Star Wars film, like, to me, always feels like an event and like something special because we don't get it that often. And we've gotten a lot of Star Wars in these past 7 years, but it's all been TV shows and streaming, which is still, a lot of that has been cool, not all of it, but a Star Wars film, you know, always just feels different. I don't know if you feel the same way, but like it's always like a special thing, at least to me. And this didn't feel that way to me. Now I think it's because it just felt like the show, which is not a bad thing because the show is awesome, I think, except for season 3, which is like I took a dive on that. Like season 3 was awful, but yeah, so it felt like that, which was cool, but it didn't feel like a Star Wars film to me in that way, which is okay because, so I still like the film, and there's some really cool moments, and loved the score. So cool. And also just that main Mandalorian theme, just hearing that on the big screen just hit so hard.
Theater, right?
Man, I loved it. But yeah, so I liked it, but yeah, it was didn't love it though. But yeah, what'd you think?
Yeah, I think we're probably in the same. Like, I think it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I think it was cool to see some elevated fight scenes and just like a little bit bigger scale than they did some things in the TV show. But you're right, it did not feel like a full on the spectacle level of a Star Wars movie.
Yeah,
still felt like dialed back.
Yes,
and I think overall, like, yeah, you're 100%. The score, amazing.
Yeah,
I even love the, like, when we were like, you know, took a step into another planet and it kind of had a little Blade Runner 2049 vibes.
Oh man,
but I still I loved it.
That was one of my favorite cues.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorite, besides obviously, of new stuff that we haven't heard before.
Yeah,
that was one of my favorites.
Yeah. So that enjoyed. Now I will say, I did not like the Hutts talking in general. So then,
agreed.
Jeremy Allen White's stuff could not stand. And then
also because you could still tell it was him too, which was just strange.
And then on top of that, also just CGI Hutts.
Yeah.
It's just, even though the CGI is good,
right?
Especially when you're seeing it right next to Grogu, which is a puppet.
Yes.
And then also those other little guys.
Yeah.
So great.
Then they got Anzellans. Yeah, they're great.
And just seeing that, and it's like,
I know.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the stuff I was a little bit bummed about, but all in all, it was a fun time.
Yeah.
And like, it's great to see it on a big screen. And so
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Like the little bit that the Hutts were talking in their language was fine.
It seemed right. And then,
but you're right. Yeah. When they were talking in English, it's just strange. You made the good point of one thing that was cool that elevated it from the show was the more extensive fighting sequences we were talking about was awesome to see. And like, you really get to see the Mandalorian, like, just like take dudes down.
Yeah. Kick butt.
Oh yeah. It was awesome. Yeah. So like that was some highlights too. A really cool, I won't spoil it, but a really cool Grogu moment at the end too was just like something that was just like very interesting. You know, the thing he builds, I'm like, oh, that's like very cool. Kind of like a thing we've seen before, but it's just like, it was a cool moment. But yeah, so it's just kind of, I think it'll do really well when it hits Disney. Cause I mean, like, you know, people watching the show and then going right into it.
Right. And then one thing was interesting, I think, cause we took my 13-year-old daughter and then one of her friends, right?
Yes.
And they,
it was interesting seeing their reaction.
Her friend, she'd never seen a Star Wars movie, but had watched the show.
Okay.
So knew of Mandalorian and Grogu, but that was the only thing, when it was because of the popularity of Grogu, I think, like in the younger, that she watched this. So she was familiar with that and then enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
And then my daughter also enjoyed the movie, and then afterwards was talking about it really wants her to go back and watch the show again, even though she's watched it a bunch of times. Nice. And then she's like, and now I really do want to see some of the other Star Wars movies, which we were trying to. We did want to. She had watched them. Mostly, she was watching them with her brother.
Yeah,
and he was showing her in chronological order.
Mm-hmm.
And so like when you watch it that way, and then when Leia kisses Luke,
yeah,
she was like, "I'm out."
Yeah, I know. I heard her say that, and I was like,
and
that's
so she
funny.
didn't even finish Empire because it was like just the beginning where
right,
and
it's like the best film.
That was hilarious because because you watch in that order,
yeah,
as a viewer, you know that they're brother and sister.
Yep.
But when they made the films in the order they made them, you don't know that. And I don't even know if they knew that writing it, because I think that's something that just probably came up in the script for Return of the Jedi. And it wasn't even something they knew beforehand. I don't know. That's for people to argue.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just thought that was interesting.
That's interesting that's like, it was funny. That's like where she was like, I'm out. But
that's weird. I'm out.
Yeah. But it is cool that, that they want to go back and watch more of it now. That is cool,
which is like from a franchise standpoint is the goal of putting a movie out like this. And so I thought that was interesting.
All
right, well, why don't you go next?
Sure.
Something else you've been watching?
This one I don't believe you watched, or maybe you aren't even going to watch. Spider Noir. I don't know if you're going to check it out.
I've not watched it.
Okay. Because I know you were kind of saying you don't know if you want to.
Yeah, I don't
know. Which is interesting because I know you like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You weren't interested in this though.
Yeah, it wasn't something that really was hitting my radar strong. Like out of all the things to watch, it was like, maybe I'll get around to checking it.
All right. Well, this is on Amazon. This is Nicolas Cage. Which is very cool that he did this in live action, because he obviously played this character in the first one, Into the Spider-Verse, I believe is the name of the first one. He did the voice, and this is the first time doing live action, and I think he's great. He was great doing the voice initially, and I think this does, because it is interesting, like, is it going to translate to live action? And I think it does, and it just has this show has a lot of style, obviously, because it's very 1930s noir look and feel to it. And then it's also cool they did the thing where you can watch it either in color or black and white, which is, I think it's really cool that they did that. So I checked out both just to see. And
is it interesting because like because of streaming, that is a like thing you can do, right? Like it's like something you can just offer both.
It's a cool idea. And I don't believe anything else has done this yet, where you've had the option for, I don't know, write in and leave a comment if there is something. Feedback at screentimepod.com. But I think this is really cool. And also Lord and Miller, I did look up just to see they are involved with this project as well, just like the Spider-Verse films, which is interesting, like, because we covered them as a director, but they didn't direct any of that, but they are, I don't know if they co-wrote, but at least producers. And I think it's also crazy. I didn't realize this is the first thing television Nicolas Cage has ever done, which I was like, oh, okay. And I saw an interview, and he said his reasoning for doing it is he saw Bryan Cranston as Walter White in Breaking Bad. And he said that's what, like, I don't know. He talked about a specific scene, and he's like, oh, you can do that on TV? He's like, oh, okay, I guess I'll do it. Like, that was his reasoning, which is interesting. But so Spider Noir, I haven't watched much of it yet, but very cool, lots of style. I don't know how good it is if it ends well, and I don't know if they're doing a second season, but I think it's really cool.
All right. And we didn't mention, but Star Wars, The Mandalorian Grogu is in the theaters.
Yes.
So
That's the only place you can watch it. I don't know how well it's doing though, so I don't know how long it'll stay in theaters.
I don't know.
I do want to, that just reminds me, just a little quick side note tangent. Very cool that like the two biggest films box office wise right now are directed by two people that are in their early or mid 20s.
Yes.
Which
both
is
YouTubers.
And both YouTubers. Yeah. Very cool.
Made content on YouTube, and that's where they were found.
Very cool. Like that is happening right now. It's just awesome.
Well, speaking of which, my next film.
All right.
Back Rooms.
Oh, you saw it?
Yeah, I saw Back Rooms.
Okay. I haven't seen it yet. Awesome. Well, great segue.
Yeah.
And that's the guy that actually, that's the really young guy. That's the guy, I believe he's 21.
He's young. Yeah. I don't know exactly.
Crazy.
This is in theaters, obviously, as we just said.
Yeah, I really want to see this.
After a therapist patient disappears into a dimension beyond reality, she must venture into the unknown to save him. Speaking
of your daughter, did she see it too?
Yeah. That's why I went and saw it, because she went to see it.
I know she was really into it. I'm assuming she already was aware of the YouTube stuff beforehand, and that's what got her into it.
Probably.
Yeah. Awesome.
So yeah, I'm not familiar with the lore or the backstory on this stuff. So I think I really enjoyed the film overall. I think it was really good in a lot of ways.
Okay.
I think the script is lacking.
Okay.
Like the story of the script is lacking. It kind of just where it ends up going is a little bit messy and wanting, and it's kind of like lacking things. You kind of like, I think the best way to describe this would be like, it felt like it felt like, and it's very specific. It felt like an Apple TV show where they launch it and they drop it first with 2 episodes, and you watch this for 2 episodes, and it's like, it's just getting things started, and it's a tease, and you're like, yes, I want to watch more, but that was a film that's supposed to like give you some closure because it's a film.
Okay.
And it just doesn't.
Okay.
I think cinematically is awesome. It's beautiful. I think they use mixed medium. Like there's a lot of POV stuff. There's like the found footage stuff, and the way they mix that stuff in, fantastic.
Awesome. So it's like VHS. Is it VHS, or is it more?
No, it's
newer than that.
A little bit newer, maybe a little bit newer, but definitely like it has like the scan lines from what's the term for that? Interlaced video.
Gotcha.
So,
wait, I do think I think they did say it does take place in like the 90s, right? I think
some of it does.
Okay.
I don't know if the whole thing does. Like that was a little confusing to me, but acting from the 2 leads when they're the stuff they're doing, I think is great.
Yeah. 2 pretty big actors in this too, because the ladies from Sentimental Value is what which was a big hit. I haven't watched that movie yet, and then the guy obviously I've seen him in a lot of stuff too, but I know the actress is like, she's kind of blowing up right now because of Sentimental Value, but this is mainly just them 2, right? That you recognize?
Well, so there's a secondary character. There's 2 secondary characters that they're like the other employees that work for the one guy, and the girl that is the girl from the teenager from Shrinking.
Oh, nice.
The actress.
Okay.
So now again, they don't have as much of a role because they're kind of, and then Mark Duplass is in it as well, but like cool. small part.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it was good. It was good overall. I mean, I think it's worth watching.
Yeah,
and,
I really want to see it.
Does a really good job of, creating suspense and fear, I guess, or whatever you want. Even with, I think, well, like it's, it's like daylight, like not daylight, but it's like lit. Like it's not very dark.
Right.
Like it's a very bright, so to speak, film from a visually.
Right, because it's supposed to be like, the idea of it is like, it's like a liminal space between spaces, I guess, right? Isn't that like the idea of it?
I mean,
Backrooms. Okay.
You don't really know.
Okay. They don't really explain it in the.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Not really. But yeah, there's these like, I mean, as in this description here, it's beyond reality, a dimension beyond reality. Okay. But it's like all of it looks like kind of abandoned space, right? Like it like has that feel like an abandoned warehouse, or not a warehouse, abandoned office, like cubicles, but it's not really, or abandoned mall. Like it just kind of has that feel. And of course, like you said, like aesthetically, a lot of the stuff looks like it's from the 90s, even if it doesn't all take place in the 90s. It might. It's not something I was sure of from when watching it. But yeah, so
I do remember seeing the trailer with you at Trailer Fest, and I do remember seeing some of that. You see some of the rooms and like that aesthetic that you're talking about. Yeah, it's just really interesting. So I think your point about like the story part, like not being as strong as the rest of it, is, I think that makes sense, because I believe like the whole thing with Backrooms is it's like there is no really story. Like the original videos and concept of it is more of just like the unsettling, you going through that. So I guess that makes sense why it would be harder to then shape the narrative in that. I was going to ask you something else about it. Oh, does it feel like a horror film, or is it more thriller? Like what is?
Yeah, I guess.
What is the feel of it?
It may be a little more thriller than horror. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Awesome.
I think that even the score and sound design was great. I mean, like I said, like overall, like top notch, and just like would have been need a little more polish on the script. I would just say, like, because that might be the lore or whatever, because it came from Reddit or whatever it came from, and then
I think it was Reddit, 4chan,
and like stuff like that, and then it became, and then this guy made YouTube shorts around it, and like all that. It's like that stuff has a very different. But like if you're gonna make a film, you need to have some story structure to it.
True.
So
now you got to see Obsession. Are you gonna see that now too?
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Okay.
All right. What do you got?
So one of my other ones you might have checked out, so I'm going to go to my other one that I know you checked out, that you told me to check out, is The Burrows. So I did watch a little bit of this on Netflix, and I specifically was paying attention to the score because you asked me about that.
Yeah.
And the score is very cool. It's very 80s Amblin type of sound to it. Yeah.
I mean, the whole show has that vibe.
Yeah, I didn't get as much of that with the visuals, at least what I watched so far, but definitely with the score. But I guess, it is definitely that is what they're going for overall. Yeah, and obviously, but for like all these older people though, as opposed to like kids. The show and story itself though, I didn't get into as much. I don't know, maybe I mean, the thing is, I was going to say, is this like for old people? But then again, like you're not that much older than me, and like you liked it.
How much did you watch?
Just the first episode.
Yeah, you need to watch more.
Okay.
And it was,
because you watched all of it, right?
I did watch all of it. But it was until probably the end of episode 3, like it was into that episode where I really started to get hooked.
Okay.
Before that, I was kind of watching it more for like, okay, I like the people that are involved, like like some of like that.
Yeah, the cast is awesome.
And so I was like, let me just kind of watch it. And I think I also was kind of, especially those first 2 episodes, I was kind of doing other work on my laptop while I was watching it.
Gotcha.
And so I was kind of just letting it play.
Yeah.
But then it was like at some point, it definitely hooked me a little bit more. And then I kind of was like wanted to push, like keep watching episodes.
All right.
But I was gonna say, like, the score, like, it's very John Williams-esque. Like, it has like a lot of notes and
it does
themes that kind of feel very John Williams. And there's definitely multiple times where I was like, that almost sounds like Indiana Jones, or that almost sounds like, and it's like definitely an homage to that, because I think the vibe is very Amblin as well, like of the overall the show. I heard someone else describe it as how like Stranger Things was very
Goonies.
No.
E.T.
No.
I'm just naming what the movies it was.
Well, I mean, there was like hints of those things, but it was like a mixture of Amblin stuff and Stephen King.
Oh, right.
But it was much heavier on the Stephen King.
Yes.
Where this is much more heavier in the Amblin with
For
like
sure.
the hints of Stephen King, but it's like still like kind of combining those two
Yeah.
vibes or those creators.
It's a good way to describe it. Yeah.
And that was somebody else. It wasn't me, but
Yeah.
just didn't want, I don't want to take credit for it. But yeah, I think if you got the time, I would
Okay.
give it a little bit more and just
Right.
see where you land with it. I'd say if you get to the end of probably episode 3 and you're still not vibing with it, I would maybe stop.
Okay.
there.
I was thinking about it though. Obviously, like, I don't know how scary it gets and all that. Or
Not that
weird,
scary.
Or weird. Okay. Because I
It
was
does
like,
get weird though.
okay. Because I was thinking, I'm like, would mom and dad like this because it's about like older people?
No, dad. Oh, this is funny because you
Because I
bring
was
this
going
up.
to ask them about, or mention it
Dad
to
would
them.
like it
Okay.
for sure. But this is this is a. I wanted to talk to you about it, and we can talk
All right.
about it. Like I thought, do we have a new segment or a new part where anything we bring up, you're like, would Dad like this or not?
That's a good segment to do.
And I feel like, and then we have to report back
Yeah.
if we get him to watch it. If we think it's something he's gonna like, we're like, okay, let's sit him watch it. and
Yeah.
report
'Cause, I
back.
mean, I frequently talk to him
I
about
think-
like what he's watching. So
I think Dad would like this. I
Yeah.
think Mom would like it.
until it got too weird or,
Weird, and they use a lot of language,
oh,
and she
yeah.
can't handle the language.
I didn't really notice in the first episode.
They do. I mean, they.
I mean, we're desensitized to all that. But
Yeah.
I know mom is really.
It's like she couldn't
focused on
watch
it.
Ted Lasso because of that.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
true. Yeah.
like, come on, Ted Lasso is the most
Wholesome,
like
I
wholesome
know.
thing, and then you're like, you can't because
I know she can't get past the language though. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So,
Well, I'll mention it to dad at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was just thinking about that just because of like the characters.
yeah, no,
I was like,
he would.
I think they would think
he would
that's
like it,
interesting.
and and it's definitely sci-fi for sure.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but now we
Sci-fi
need,
elements. Yeah.
now we need to get him to watch it and then report back and
I
see
know.
what he says.
I think of a name like not just will dad like this. Think of a good name for it too.
Well,
Yeah. Because we always, he's the person for this pod, like the whole time since we started doing this pod, he's the one that like we talk about. Obviously, a lot of our stuff that we enjoy, we got from him, especially sci-fi. And like we always also talk about like one day we'll get him on the podcast
yeah,
for.
maybe we'll see because he wouldn't say much. Like,
No, he wouldn't, but it'd still be worth it just to get him on it. Yeah, no, he wouldn't say much. He wouldn't really be the podcast type, but it would be interesting. I always say it would have to be like the original Blade Runner or Star Wars. You know, it'd have to be something very specific movie to get him to actually even like talk about it. But yeah, anyway, that's a good idea for a segment.
all right.
I'll check out more of this though.
Yeah. And then my last thing is not suitable for work, which I doubt you watch this.
No.
This is kind of like a sitcom-y show on Hulu.
Okay.
It's written or created by Mindy Kaling,
Oh,
and this is the synopsis. Explores the next stage in a young people's lives after high school. 5 work-obsessed 20-somethings professionals living in Manhattan. It's Murray Hill neighborhood, focused on achieving career success and find time for personal happiness. This has the setup to be like a very like almost like Friends kind of thing. Like
nice.
they end up with like in a way, and I think I watched 3 episodes. Was the only thing that's out so far, because they're releasing week to week at some point. Like I think they maybe started with 2. And
Yeah.
And by the time I started watching, the 3rd one had been out, and then I think sometime this week or whatever, the 4th one.
Okay.
But they basically, our main characters eventually, not immediately in the first episode, I think, but like they all kind of end up where they're basically in apartments across the hall from each other. And it's like
Nice.
the women live in one, the guys live in the other.
How's the cast? Like who's in it? Do we know?
So it's funny,
'Cause
like,
that's pretty important too. Like
they're
for
all
that dynamic.
like, so I think it's working.
All right.
From the dynamic standpoint. They're all people that have either semi-recognized, like a couple of them like I've seen, but not 100% sure. And then like, you're like, I'm not somebody I'm really familiar with. Right. And then, or just not familiar at all. The black guy on the guy's side, like,
Yeah.
he was like, I was like, oh, he's definitely familiar. Where did I see him? And then he plays the son of the lady in White Lotus that was in like season 2 and 3 because season 1 and 3 because she's the one that carried over because she worked for the place.
Okay.
And then her son comes to visit her in season 3 at the resort.
I know you're talking about, but I can't picture
that actor is like the same actor.
Right.
I was like, where do I know him from? And I had to look it up.
All right.
But the other ones are like kind of like, I've maybe seen you in something as like a second, third, tertiary character, but like,
okay.
But yeah, it's not too bad. I think again, especially for 3 episodes in, yeah.
It's a normal sitcom length.
Yeah, they're like 20
or
couple to 30 minutes. Yeah, they're definitely in that range.
I mean, I know with streaming, they can
play with it. They can vary.
Yeah,
more,
yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. All right. So what is your?
Yeah, my last one I wasn't sure if you checked out yet. Star City.
I have not. I plan to, but I have not.
Okay. All right. I'm sure you'll talk about it next week then. So this is on Apple. I was really looking forward to this show also because I really like For All Mankind. I'm very behind though. I know you're way ahead of me. But I think the reason why is because when we get to like more current day, I'm not into the show as much. And I think that's why I've kind of stopped. Because you
like the period pieces.
Yeah, especially the first season was still my favorite. I mean, I love the time period, but also I think the story was just really interesting then. But there's great moments after that as well. But anyway, so this also starts at that same time, same alternate history timeline, but from the Soviet Union perspective, which is awesome. Very cool idea. I'm sure we even talked about when we were talking about like stuff looking forward to. I don't know.
Yeah,
we probably mentioned.
Definitely was looking forward to the For All Mankind season, and then this.
Yes,
yeah. I know we talked about it. Yeah,
yeah. So, just very cool, and just as an idea for a show or a spinoff is just so it's cool getting you already recognize certain things about it, which is really cool, and then just the setup. I mean, from the very first scene it's just done so well. I was surprised because I didn't know what the quality level would be. Obviously, For All Mankind's great. I wasn't sure how much of those people were involved in this. Obviously, the creators involved in this, but I don't know to what capacity.
Right.
So, but yeah, from the start, it was like compelling immediately to me. And then Rhys Ifans, I think is how you say his name, from House of the Dragon. Obviously other things as well. He's one of our main characters. He's great. Besides that though, I didn't recognize other people, but our main actress in this is like awesome. And I'm blanking on the character's name right now, but just what she goes through even in this very beginning, even from the first scene, honestly, is just like it's just really strong. Like so far already, I'm just really into it. So I think you'll really like it too. And also, I think it was good. I know you and I will like this just because we don't like reading subtitles necessarily. But like, I think it was good for them to make the decision of they're just talking. It's just English, British accent. Or, well, no, sorry, not British accent. There is an accent to it, but it is in English, which is, I appreciate just because, a whole show, however many episodes, all in Russian would, I don't think I would stick with it as much,
Right.
So, yeah. So,
cool. Yeah, I'll definitely be checking it out at some point.
Yeah, it's awesome. Looks really good too. Like, again, I don't know who else involved with the cinematography, editing, all that, but yeah, really great start.
Cool. All right, let's get into Euphoria Season 3, Episode 8, In God We Trust.
Mm-hmm.
Fate has arrived. Rue reckons with her actions, which forces her to look back on not just her regrets, but the memories that saved her along the way.
Okay.
All right, so overall thoughts on the final episode, finale of all the seasons, of the whole show of Euphoria.
It's interesting they did say that now because we weren't sure. We were like, this seems like the last season, but then we didn't know. And then, Yeah.
I have an interesting thought on that.
Okay. All right. Well,
Later.
just a crazy journey this season in general. Man. And there were some good moments in this final episode for sure. Also was not expecting like a full-length film almost runtime, but yeah, and but some again just moments where I'm just like what are we doing here? But also again, certain characters I'm just like, why are they not here, or why are they doing this? It's just a lot of questions about characters too I have. But yeah, so kind of like how it's been for a while in this season. Some good moments and then some really bad moments. Yeah. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, there's like, just like you said, like a lot of this season, there's a handful of moments where you're like, well, that was a really great sequence or great interaction. But there's other stuff you're just like, what the heck? And then it's like glaring things of like, why, and then or character motivations where you're like, So yeah, it's a little frustrating because it seems it's basically all over the place, and which is what it's been. And then the overall story arc of like the whole season, it's just kind of like, especially for all the other characters. But, and then as an ending, I guess we can say that for later. We'll talk through it.
Sure.
Kind of talk to them.
Well, what was your thing? You said you hadn't.
A thought on that. I mean, well, we can say that, or
you want to say that too? Okay.
In the end, yeah. All right, so let's get into this episode. Spoilers for the final finale of Euphoria as a show in the season 3. Yeah. All right, so we kind of open on Bru's escape. So we kick right off where we were last episode. Where what's her name? Screaming. What's her?
Yeah, she's the one of the names I keep forgetting.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, she's screaming, and then like Rue, like
we would call her big lips or whatever we've been calling her.
So, but Rue like hits the Nazi guy and like the leg to stall him so she can start getting running. She's like in this sequence of like her escaping. Well, I thought was really cool, especially with the lasso like shots.
Oh yeah,
with the guy on the horseback, like
yeah, this was all right.
Visually, like it was like very cool. But then she gets saved by the other guy, gets a long shot in, saves her, and they get away. And she gets away with the stuff for Alamo. Yeah. So, any thoughts around that?
No, not particularly.
All right. So then we get the DEA raiding Lori's and those guys. Stuff. So the thing that I guess, and there's in here we see there is a sequence where we see the guys pick up the girls from Mexico.
Oh yeah.
And the reason I point out is like because then like once they raid the place and they check and the drugs are not in the vehicle,
right?
And because they swapped vehicles, with the whole Coke situation.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
He's like, "Where's my Coke?" And he's like, "Oh, I thought you were done." That's because they swapped vehicles, and which I didn't pick up on. I mean, I didn't pick up that was what was happening in the moment. Like I was like, "Oh yeah, why is this Coke gone?" And then I didn't like
pick on the swap,
like be like, "Oh, it's a swap," until later. But
right.
But yeah, then the drugs are not there, but I mean, there's plenty of other stuff to like take those people in, but like Lips and Nazi guy like get away also on horseback.
Yeah,
just kind of wild and dumb. I don't know what the point was that.
Yeah. I like. I mean, we'll talk more about it, but it's just now completing this season. The whole Lori, Alamo, even Lips and Nazi people, like just a bad story. Like that, I think was the worst part of this whole season. One of the worst. Sorry, I shouldn't say that because we got Nate also. That's a whole other thing. But I think that's one of the worst parts is this whole, mainly the Alamo Lori thing. It's just.
So then what?
I did not.
What storyline did you think was good?
So the part of Rue. When she was away from Alamo, when she was interacting with Jules, which I'll go ahead and say, I don't know why we didn't get more of Jules, honestly, in this whole season. And we literally get just like one scene of her, doesn't even say anything, just paint something. Just like Jules and Nate both, I want to say, like, they kind of did pretty dirty in this whole season with what the characters do, lack of what they do. Anyway, but
yeah, but with Nate, I'm pretty sure it's just scheduling stuff. Like
I guess,
I gotta.
That's
know.
by far the worst. Though was Nate.
I gotta imagine it was just they only had so much time with him, and so they prioritized and using him in the earlier stuff with.
And then like okay, we need to kill him.
Yeah, and then we need to like just barely show him each episode. And then end up killing him. Yeah.
Yeah. But then, so like Rue, anytime with Jules, we talked about, I think that was last week, like Rue talking with her mom, Rue and Ali, some of the best stuff also, which we get a little bit more of in this. So like all that. I also... I love everything with Lexi just because I love her as a character, and actually there's a great moment with her in this episode as well. So it's kind of almost half and half because it's like Cassie and Nate and the Alamo and Lori stuff is like, I think like the worst parts of the show. But then like, I think pretty much everything else I liked to some extent, or even really liked at certain points. Yeah. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
Well, I think the Lori stuff I didn't like.
Yeah.
But like, I think the Alamo stuff in general and Rue and Alamo and like that whole stuff, like I liked.
Okay.
Even though there's some moments, but like,
yeah,
I think overall that's the storyline in the strip club and all the stuff with that. Think to me is probably the strongest stuff.
Really?
Of all the storylines, yeah. Because when you're talking about, there's like the couple moments with Jules and Rue, which are good.
Yeah.
But like, that's not a really storyline. It's just kind of like
no, and that's the problem is the lack of character. It almost seemed like could be because of scheduling, like to your point, but also it felt like with both Nate and Jules, it felt like they didn't know where to take the characters.
Right.
But again, maybe with both again, maybe with Jules also, Hunter Schafer, like she, maybe they didn't have much time with her either. I don't know. Just like Jacob Elordi, yeah.
I feel like, which I feel like it was like wanting to do this like Coen-esque, Tarantino-esque thing, yes. And that's like the Alamo Rue storyline, and yes. And again, some of that stuff works, but I think the problem is trying to intertwine the other stuff. Like I think if you just made that, like if that was just a thing, you could kind of the tone and things could probably sit in the right spot where it would feel like
it would feel better overall. Yeah.
So I think that's where some of that's kind of problematic.
Yep.
And then, So
ultimately, you did like the Alamo stuff, I think, more than me then.
Yeah, well, I think I mean, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I feel like you, like when I said what storyline, you didn't really give me one of the storylines.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, that's why, like, as a whole, like, I just don't think the season was successful. But yeah, it was more.
Yeah,
Well, no, I mean, there's still
think,
storylines with the other people. It's just they're not as prominent because obviously Alamo and Rue were like the main thing, and even Nate and Cassie for a while was like a big.
Yeah, it was bigger in the beginning.
Yeah. And that was by far the worst.
Yes.
So that we agree on.
Nate's stuff was definitely the worst.
Although I think you like the Cassie stuff more than I did too.
I just think that Sydney Sweeney's like doing crazy stuff and like.
Oh no,
like,
I agree. Her performance, yeah.
And so I think it's just interesting to watch, and I mean, yeah. But we can. So we can talk about it now since you can keep like we're not really.
Sorry, well, no, we can go back to where you were.
No, it's fine. So, the creator, I'm drawing like his name. What?
Sam Levinson.
Sam Levinson.
Yep.
He said a couple of times where he's like, "Oh, we'll see," kind of dodging whether there's going to be more or not.
Okay.
And then HBO says it's the end of Euphoria.
Mm-hmm.
I throw out there, what if there's a spinoff and it's the Maddie Cassie storyline as a spinoff, and it's like them running their OnlyFans house.
Okay.
And that whole stuff. And with Lexi kind of as a side character, like taking that and.
Oh. Yeah, that's possible, I guess. So you think that's what his idea is that he's going to try to do?
I don't know. Or even with just Maddie, like you kind of, you know, because that, I mean, I don't know. I don't follow the actresses that much, but like I've never seen her in anything else.
No.
So, you could imagine an HBO show.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a spinoff of that. And
yeah, I mean, I think either way, I think you're right that they're going to have to do somewhat of a spinoff just because the show was, whether people loved or hated the third season, just Euphoria as a brand was so big that obviously, they're going to figure out a way to continue it somehow.
I mean, I feel like
with whoever actors they could get.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I just feel like Sam Levinson's going to do something after this. And so what is he going to do? And what was it? The other show he did in between.
Oh, The Idol.
The Idol, that's what it's called. Yeah, which did not. It's very divisive, but also did not.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think he's going to do something, and probably HBO work with him. So I don't know. So it's like, does he do another thing that's original, or does he kind of piggyback off this and try to do?
Yeah,
I don't know. Just an idea.
It's very possible.
And why he could be kind of cryptic, and because he's like got an idea for a spinoff, and they can be like, oh, this is the end of Euphoria because it's the end of Euphoria.
Yep.
So anyway, all right. So back to our kind of thing. So so then Rue kind of gets the attaboy and is given like money and all stuff, but then takes the extra pills and all that stuff. And then she goes and hangs out with Ali.
Which, by the way, did not realize those extra pills was going to play such a massive role.
Oh,
like in the moment, it didn't seem like it.
See, that I did know. That I felt, because I was like, they're lingering on these. They look different than what the ones he gave her.
Oh, did they? See, I didn't. Okay, so they did linger on a while. Because if that's the case, then then
they kind of
would make
like
sense.
Back and like they lingered on them, and like her deciding to take him or not. There was like tension there.
Okay.
And so then I was like, oh no, this
is
going down the bad path.
Yeah.
So then she goes and asks if she can crash there for a while because she needs somewhere to stay because she's. And so, we get the. How we say it's like the the shift in the sequence, right? Like, and then like we get we see them watching the news story when Fez is escaping, doing parkour,
which he mentioned on the phone.
And then she's like, "Oh, I know where he's gonna go. I need to go." And then like Elise trying to stop her, and she leaves, and then she's driving the van around, and just the whole thing. And I'm like, "What is happening?"
Right.
And then, at some point, she sneaks into her house, and then she's her mom, and then
then it all makes more sense.
Then you should be like, "What?" And Anyway, so and then we got to see that she OD'd and she's died, and this is like, and then you get that nice. I mean, it was nice to see Fez like in her. Yes. Obviously, something footage they must have shot, some random other thing that they have on.
That was a great moment, and then obviously her reaching out, like that was probably one of the best moments of the episode, I think.
Yeah. So I was gonna say, so with that sequence of events, and do you agree like that they kind of played with it? Initially you're like think you're still watching the reality.
Yeah, I thought it was a good choice, because like at first I was even like, well, this is weird that she's seeing this on TV with Fez and all that. So no, I think it was I think it was done well, because honestly there was even a point for me where like I realized what was happening, but then there was almost a moment of like I don't know if it was just like a kind of initial like gut reaction of like, she can't possibly be dead. Like, so there was even a moment where I didn't even think like, oh, this was it for her. So like, so because of that reaction, like I think it was done well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I disagree. I'm just, I think the whole thing was, it was a sweet, and like I said, some of the best part of this finale.
And also it makes a lot of sense that's how she would die. Also, like, I mean, we were speculating it's like if she was even already dead, with the narration. So, which, I mean, I don't know, I guess people could come up with theories about how maybe she did technically die before that, and it was just, I don't know how that would play out narratively, but
I think what we were saying was like, at least what I was saying was like the fact knowing she died, and then this is her telling this story back,
right?
Like,
okay, yeah,
which is why there's narration.
That's a better way of
like not saying she died sooner than this, just like
the whole story is okay.
Yes, her telling
that makes that's a better way of
The only thing I would say is like, what they did a good job of in season 1 and 2, which I think is lacking here, was where was she in her struggle, right? Like,
that was unclear.
Yeah, and it was like very unclear. And then, of course, she found faith in there and like different things, but it was like really unclear. So then, when it finally happened, it was kind of like,
right,
like where she OD'd, and it's like, but then also, did she know? Like, because like, I mean, we're jumping to the end a little bit later, but like then he tests it, and there's fentanyl in it.
Yep.
Which, like, did she know she took a bottle of pills of fentanyl, or did she think she just took more Percocet? I think is what it was, right?
Right.
And she didn't know, and then took the wrong thing. Which I think still, I mean, it's kind of what you're dealing with, right? And you're playing with fire all the time with this stuff.
That's what I was going to say about it. I think it's like, because I mean, it was even talked about way earlier in the season, and we even saw with like the original girl that died from it, and they go into great detail, and Rue knows this also, where it's like because the Lips girl is even doing it, like they're saying like it can be a very small trace even, and like, so they talk about how like careful you have to be with what her job was with, I think like
it's the drug mill.
well, but it was like the process of what she was doing to like, I don't know if she was like sifting through it or taking things out. I can't remember what all she was doing. And like, but some of the residue got in it. That's why that's how the one girl died initially. Remember, like,
Yep.
And she like, oh yeah, they said that she didn't clean off the thing or whatever, and that was like what caused that. So, to some extent, because all that is like so prominent, that Rue has to know that like that's always a gamble. To your point, like you were just talking about. But it goes back to a quote that I liked last week or the week before that Lori says. She's like, why would someone even buy something that, I don't know, it's the line where she's like, why would someone willingly take something that could kill them? You know, that whole quote, which obviously like a lot of people do with a lot of different things. But yeah, so I think there's always that chance. But again, it's like, it's the struggle she's always had where it's like, I mean, if you're an addict, it's like, I guess you're kind of making that gamble all the time anyway, right? So, yeah. But yeah, I thought all that was done well.
And then we have Ali's like, kind of after he tests it, then he kind of like goes to his final meeting.
Yeah, this is very
and gives us like really good
great
monologue.
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah. My I have just a note about that because like you see that here with just how he's feeling. The monologue was so great too, but it's just like you see Ali like how much he's been fighting for so long, and with like just the drugs, his own addiction, and just the pain that he's had personally, but also with like all the people he's lost. And, you know, and he's just like, he talks about it, I think in the last episode, and I think he mentioned in the monologue too, like just how he's just trying to make the world a better place. He mentions that to Rue, they talk about like, and all that. And it's just like, yeah. So like, I mean, I could really feel like it was just a really great performance because I could really feel that, like the pain he was feeling in that moment. And then obviously like literally losing like his daughter. Cause I mean, he even calls his daughter to who was it that he was talking to? He's like, this is my daughter. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But he meant, he mentioned, right. He says his daughter. Yeah.
Definitely refers to her as that. Yeah.
Yes. I think the later stuff, like how he connects to Alamo, though, I think some of that is a little silly, but still, I like the whole, all that, though. I like pretty much everything with Ali, though. I think he's a great character.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember if it jumps right to him getting into uniform and going to the strip club, or is there something else that happens before that?
I mean, that's when we get the Jules painting stuff.
Yeah, we get
that's
that.
like pretty.
But that's like nothing, which is just, it just bothers me with that character. They should have done way more with her. My only other note that I don't know where it might be around with the Jules scene, but the Lexi scene where she's who is she talking to?
So you have that. We haven't talked to anyone about like Maddie and Cassie,
right? Okay,
so we have the scene with them in the diner. That's like just post like they're like a mess because they just dug up Nate, found out he was dead.
Yes, that's right. That's
all that stuff, and they're just like sitting there, just distraught and like just, and then we get the later with Cassie and, I can't remember if Maddie's there or not because, and then she's talking to Lexi about because they're wanting to start the their basically OnlyFans house, or like, and taking her and Nate's old house.
Yep.
And then Lexi asked, like, they want her to be like the writer. She kind of turns that down.
Yes.
But in that conversation, she's talking to Cassie about like,
yeah,
do you
this
miss
is the
Nate?
scene. I wanted to, yeah.
And then
talking to
she's like,
Cassie.
yeah. And like, do you think he'll ever come back? And she's like, yeah. I hope. And it's like, so they didn't tell her he's dead? Like, what did they?
I don't know.
Because, like, I mean, obviously Cassie knows he's dead.
Yeah, she might just be.
So then her and Maddie just had to play it off and just be like, he disappeared. We don't know where he went.
Or she's just really going through it, and no, I don't know.
Yeah. Anyway, but I thought this is, and then Maddie takes the cash to start paying. She leaves to go meet with Alamo to like pay him. And so
the scene, I think it's when Lexi is still talking to Cassie. I think it was an awesome moment to see Lexi like genuinely really curious and fascinated with the Bible.
Yep.
And her talking about all that was just really great. Again, like so that moment, and obviously when we get to the end, there's something there as well. But like, I actually really appreciated this season when they mention God in the Bible. Now, in some other ways they don't do this, but there was several times that I was very surprised by where they talk about God in the Bible in a very positive way.
Yeah.
Which I was like, that's cool. And I was just surprised by that, in a show where there's so much other stuff in it as well. So
no, yeah, you're right. It's interesting. And she's talking about like all the.
And she said this. She was really interested in the struggles that all the characters in the Bible, all the people in the Bible, went through.
Yeah, but she's also like,
that.
but there's like murder and and like I forget, like sex and like she's like all this stuff, and you're like
yeah, all
yes,
that's in there.
There is. There's
a lot of all that. Yeah.
But yeah, that was interesting. So then we get Maddie going to the strip club first and meeting with Alamo to give him the money, and they're kind of she's there, and then that's also when Ali shows up.
Yes.
With
uniform.
But on her way there, Bishop picks her up, and they're making small talk.
Yes.
And he's talking about the dog, and they talk about like little things here and there. Mm-hmm. So we get the showdown. I mean, Elise shoots up a few people, and then Alamo comes out and shows up, and they have this crazy showdown with the bottle. And so so first of all, like, doesn't Alamo cheat in this? Like, he pulls his gun up and goes to and tries to fire before the bottle actually hits the ground.
Yeah,
right. So he cheats,
but luckily,
then
what's his name did
Bishop removed all the bullets from his gun.
Yep.
Why he did that?
Yeah, that I don't know. Why he
very just sure. Why not?
Minute, yeah, like changed or betrayed him. Yeah.
Yeah, does it not really make sense motivational wise with that character? Anything we've been shown.
The only thing I would say is the only way it makes sense is you can see little moments throughout the whole season. You see him like kind of like thinking or at least questioning. I guess just his position and where he's at, and also like what Alamo's doing. But that's really it. He had never talked about it, or as far as I know. So that's the only thing I can think of. He's just been thinking about it a lot. I don't know, but unclear besides that.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know. It was just kind of weird. But so then that gives Ali the chance to shoot him with the shotgun that he has.
Yep.
And, of course, he shoots him like another time, knocks him into the other room, and then he's laying there and he shoots him in the face again just to make sure.
Yeah,
he's like, just to make sure.
Yeah.
But
also, I mean, it's essentially he killed his daughter.
Yeah,
like that's so that's what.
And then we get and then Maddie, of course, is free, and she you see her leaving with the cash again. Yeah. So she's they're kind of let free of this, overlord of such that they owed a bunch of money to, theoretically. And yeah, so then we cut to Ali showing up to the homestead in Texas.
So it's a great moment also.
Yeah. And yeah,
I'm glad we came back to this because this was like the very first episode, right? That Rue goes in?
Yes, because it's like when she's teetering over the border and has to walk because she can't get the car over, and then yeah. So yeah, this is this is good and kind of gives some closure and to Rue and him just kind of being like, okay, here's where I'm gonna have actual peace.
Yep. Now obviously sees her at the dinner table.
Yes, and then we get the like she's there.
They ask him to say grace also. Ask him to pray. Yeah.
Yep. And then
well, and then
we get the like final like voiceover model, like
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that moment at the dinner table, but then literally ending the season, the show on God bless us all. Is that what it said? I think it's that. Right? Something like that. I don't know, but it was, but that also was just like, just very surprising again to end the show on that. I mean, I think that's great, but just very interesting. That's how they wanted to end the show.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think at least as the episodes of the show go, of this season, I feel like this is probably one of the stronger episodes, which is, I mean, I guess.
Just good if you want to end the show.
Yeah. It's like, you know, but still kind of a mess.
Yeah.
From a story, character motivation stuff. But, yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I feel like it still feels like this is just a disconnected thing that like season 1 and 2 was the end of Euphoria. Of all of like,
I think a lot of people are going to be like,
this is like some other
season 1 and 2.
Like again, this like honestly, again, going back to what I was saying, like I think if you took the storyline of Alamo, Lori, and just kind of wanted to do like, or even take Lori out of it and just do a spinoff of like,
that's not Euphoria.
Yeah. Well, or even if they would have called it Euphoria : something, right? Yeah. And it's like, and then do a season where it's just like Rue's like story, and just focus on that. And then maybe you take the Nate, Maddie, and Cassie love triangle, we're going to call it, and then do that as like, Euphoria : something, and do a season of that, or even whatever, where, then it doesn't feel, I mean, the Nate stuff could be like, and then it just flows into this, and that then could go a little bit further, and they, live happily ever after with their OnlyFans house. And then, I mean, that leaves maybe Lexi's in that mix a little bit. And then you just bring, Jules in a different way, not what the way it did, into, Rue's story. I feel like it could have been a little bit more, make more sense, so it doesn't feel like, oh, this is the next season, and it feels so different. And so much of a big time jump, and like, I don't know, just like it just doesn't feel like the same thing at all. And so by putting it in that, like giving it a little bit different perspective and a titling and the way you're pitching it, could help with the perception of it, right? And going into it, and your expectations going into it. And then I think it would have been perceived differently, and I think people would have latched on. And then if you weren't trying to juggle 5 different narratives in the beginning that are all over the place, I think, it would have given, because like, again, going back to like the some of those like backstories we got to see, like there's some good stuff in there.
Yeah.
And so if he wasn't trying to have to like, let's juggle everybody, instead, let's just give Rue and whatever, maybe, like I said, bring Jules maybe in somehow. And then all these new characters we create and give them this storyline, even if Laurie's in there or whatever, some of the mix, like, I think you could have made something a more cohesive, you know, whatever, even if it was like only 5 or 6 episodes instead of 8. And then, like I said, and then do something else with the other people or whatever.
Yes.
Again, but again, some of that, you know, you start getting to where like, well, what's the contracts that can hold these people to that bring them back?
That's got to be a big part
it's
of
like,
it.
oh, it's got to be a full just season of Euphoria, not something else.
Yeah.
I don't know. You know, like that's where it gets out of my expertise. But anyway, this is it was like my thoughts, like seeing it afterwards, looking back on it, and just like kind of, and then of course thinking, it kind of started with the thought of the like, oh, what if he does a spinoff? But then I was like, really, this whole thing should have been like spinoffs and kind of, or as mini series, almost like spinoff like things.
Yeah, but now I see what you mean. Now that you have seen the season as a whole, or this whole like kind of disconnected thing from Euphoria, now you can kind of understand it better from what they were going for, even if all of it does make sense. Because it still doesn't all make sense.
No, and and I just guess what I'm saying is like, so much stuff goes into expectations, right?
Oh yeah.
This how something's perceived, and
4-year wait too is like that was a big part of it too. Yeah.
But anyway, obviously, let us know your thoughts.
Yes.
And, you know, you can do that by several different ways. You can email us at feedback@screentimepod.com, or just leave a comment or DM, and please let us know your thoughts on anything we talked about now or prior, and specifically, you know, the wrap up of Euphoria as a whole. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. You can find us under Screen Time Pod on all those different platforms. And if you like, you can follow each of us on Instagram. I'm at JYoungBar.
And I'm at Jared Youngbar.
All right. And I think next week we're going to discuss the final season of The Boys.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that, and we'll catch you guys next time.